Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look at Rune here, hopefully help understand a little bit more about what's going to happen next and big picture. Obviously, this is a request from our community members. Thank you so much for joining and requesting that I cover this. Of course, if you're not currently a member, please consider joining, obviously, because you can benefit greatly from the resources there with my trading academy, all the trade signals I send for the trades that I take, as well as an amazing community where we have weekly roundtable discussions. Awesome experience. Check that out. CryptoCache.tech is the site. All right, so taking a look here at Rune. Rune is doing very good, obviously. So, I mean, if you compare this with Bitcoin's behavior, it's absolutely outperforming. In fact, it's doing much better than most other coins right now at this point. So a good one to keep an eye on for big picture long term. However, if we look at its history, it does have a tendency of doing some pretty significant runs. So is it almost done? It's hard to say, right? We could try to find out and obviously understand that. So that's what we're here for. Now, what we want to look at first, a couple of things. Two really important things, of course, is obviously the price essentially moved and bounced off of the 50-day sim moving average. So the 50-day SMAs tend to be working as a support previously. It broke below, of course, but held above for the most part. So that's a nice average there. The 200-day SMA is also telling us that in the last, 200 days, $7.82 so is the current price action, or what the price should be for this coin. So it's right there at that 200-day SMA. That's also a good sign too. Keep in mind, we want to close above that 200 because it has had some trouble and some difficulty breaking above previously. It's notorious for being a resistance level, so just know that that could potentially be a resistance here moving forward. Looking at the RSI, we're overextended on the 1 day, but this technically, in most cases, is a good thing because oftentimes when you stay above 70 on the RSI on the 1 day, that can work as a support level. So it'll be interesting to see how the price responds when it comes back down to the 70 level. That could potentially bounce and continue to go higher or just go sideways. However you look at it, RSI at 70 or 70 plus essentially on the 1 day is not a terrible thing. Okay, I want you to understand that. 4 hour, 1 hour, different story because it's a faster moving average, faster time frame, and essentially it can only stay there for so long. You can see an RSI over 70 on the 1 day for a very long time on these strong continuation trends, which it does look like it's doing right now. The only thing I see that is a potential for concern here is that today is day number 9 on TD sequential, basically telling us we've had 9 days of bullish continuation. The likelihood of it going much higher from here is pretty low. In fact, why don't we go and take a look at the history and see what it's done previously. So in its previous mountainous run, so to speak, it went up to an 8, reset, and came up to a 5 again. All right, all well and good. We hit a 9 previously with an extra couple of days of overtime there. We hit a 9 here as well, and it went mostly sideways. And the previous 9 went sideways, increased, and sideways again. So that being said, when it hits a 9, it typically consolidates, right? So can you see this here? 9 consolidate, retrace. It's following that similar pattern. So in other words, if today's being a number 9, for example, how much higher should we expect it to go? Well, it can still go higher, don't get wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, it would be problematic, of course, because it would come down harder, but the bottom line is it could happen, right? But history repeats itself, which it commonly does in cryptocurrency. We'll probably see some type of consolidation, possibly a retrace down to the next major Fibonacci retracement level, somewhere around 680, and potentially get a consolidation for the next leg up, okay? Once again, the likelihood of the price continuing higher from here is low. We don't want it to go that far because we're overextended on the 9 day, basically telling us we've had 9 days of bullish continuation and the likelihood of it going much further is pretty low. All right, so we're going to speculate sideways action and or retracement down to 680, which we can see that there was a retracement yesterday to that level, probably during the Fed meeting yesterday when the price kind of dipped down for Bitcoin. So pending Bitcoin doesn't do anything obnoxious and lose 38,000 as that key level support, or just say initially 40,200, we should expect Rune to go sideways at $7.60 or to come back down to $6.83. Either of those two scenarios should play out, and then we'll take another look at this here again soon and see if it legs up again. I think the likelihood of it continuing higher from here is still there. We just need to relax and calm down because you think about this here, in a full 9 trading days, we've seen a 110% increase. So 110% in 9 days. It may not seem like a lot. That's like, what, 12, 13% a day, but that's still way too much in that short amount of time, okay? All right, so again, you're probably more likely than not going to see the price retrace and or go sideways from here. I think it would be kind of overly bold or, I don't know, idiotic to think the price is going to go much higher from here. Again, just based on traditional trading patterns, how this has performed in the past, and just the way that things should work. Again, cryptocurrency has a tendency of defying the laws of trading. So this may not always work out that way, but I think the likelihood is fairly high. We'll see sideways action and or retracement down once again to about 683. If we lose 683, we might continue to see further retracement. We'll bridge that gap when we get there, but I would say we can expect 683 to be a pretty strong support level because you can see it's worked as a resistance here previously and it's now currently as support. Okay. All right, so all good stuff there. I like to see that here. Ultimately, looking good here. We're above both moving averages on the 4-hour. Our RSI is tapering off on the 4-hour, which is also equally as important. To get that kind of relaxation is extremely vital. Same thing with the MACD here, though. We got to understand there is a potential MACD divergence. So again, the price coming back down from here is pretty high. Just note that we are at a 6 on the 4-hour, and we're getting the reset down to 1. So it basically implies we could see another day and a half, maybe 36 hours worth of continuation of the downside. If we do see that, we will effectively break this support level here at 760 and continue all the way down to 680. Okay. Again, potential. We got 2 scenarios here, 1 or 2. Or, of course, just going straight sideways from here and then up. Could go down. It could literally do anything at once. But truth be told, we're probably going to see these support levels tested here soon. That's the likelihood. I think the probability of it going much higher from here is pretty low. Another thing to note too, it hit a 9 on TD sequential here recently, retraced back down again to 683 to hold that support level, previous resistance, and continue back up. Okay. So all normal, all good stuff here. Rune is doing very well about not extremely overextending itself. I love to see that. This is actually a very healthy pattern here, right? It's mostly a staircase pattern. I know obviously it deviates from that and it's never perfect, but it's basically laying up and testing each key level Fibonacci retracement line and then moving on to the next. That's exactly what you want to see. So again, the fact that this is healthy implies that we probably should see a healthy retracement. Okay. An unhealthy retracement would be breaking way lower than 683 in the immediate future. I don't think we should expect that. I think worst case is 683 and then a leg up. So I'd consider a dollar cost average target of 762, and then a secondary target of just above that key level there, right around 690. Okay, in case you get a wick down there, you get a fill, be nice. But Rune's looking pretty awesome right now. I like the way I see it. Other than that, let's go ahead and take a look at the 1 hour and just kind of summarize here and call it a day. Ichimoku Cloud is coming closer to a head here. As soon as this lagging span intersects with the price action, we got a sell signal. So once again, the likelihood of the price shooting up from here is pretty low, but if it does happen, then we want to keep our position open, right? Again, if you have a long position. So we have 2 out of 3 indications here telling us we want to keep our position open. But I'm telling you now, though, that this is getting close. The likelihood of this coming up straight from here is pretty low, considering how long it's continued this run. And we should expect something to come down here to test the cloud, probably even stay below for a little while. And then eventually, when the cloud kind of comes back down, we'll be back on track. So I would say wait for the next Ichimoku Cloud breakthrough. For now, I wouldn't consider, I'm not telling you to short this, but I'm telling you that the likelihood of it coming down is pretty high. Okay. So again, that's kind of where we're at there. And then TD sequential, yeah, we're at an 8. We could see some consolidation sideways, but I think it's more likely than not to see the price continue further down. I hope it doesn't continue lower. Trust me, I want this to continue. And this is a fairly healthy pattern. So the likelihood of an extra couple of days worth of continuation of the upside is still there. Okay. So I'm not telling you that to take a short position, the price is just going to drop. I'm telling you that the likelihood of the price coming down lower from here is pretty high, and that we should expect or anticipate consolidation around 760 down to the potential level of 683. So like kind of this channel here, we should expect some support in this channel. All right. So all in all, really, really good stuff here. I literally see nothing adverse from Rune, just that it's a bit on the overextended side. For the moment, a pullback is likely. I hope you found benefit here, of course. If you're not currently a community member, consider joining. Thanks again for the request for my member, of course. I greatly appreciate you always asking for me to cover these coins, because I like to discover new opportunities, and this could be a good potential swing trade too for us. All right. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks again for your time. Have a good one. Take care.